My name is Daniel Hoffman. I'm 23 years old. I graduated just a few months ago from Yale University, and I'm originally from the Boston area. The suburbs, everyone has a backyard, picket line fences, and so it's a total change for me.
In the summer of 2008, Daniel Hoffman joined Teach for America. He was given 2 months training and was assigned to teach math at Carver High School in New Orleans.
My best case scenario is that in the first week or so, get all of them on board and really have control of the classroom so that the kids are coming here with a learning attitude.
Daniel knew his 10th grade class would be a challenge. His students had already failed the state test. Still, he believed he could help them pass.
If I can really get the kids invested in that goal and they realize that this is the way that you're going to be able to succeed in life is by focusing and working towards it, it's doable. Give me a thumbs up if you're familiar with the leader, thumbs down if you're not. I just want to have a sense of where we are. I need everyone to give me either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. First day was pretty miserable. I had a lot of trouble keeping kids on task, keeping them focused. I just felt totally drained. I was physically exhausted, and that didn't help my mental state. I was, pretty down on myself for not having been able to get control of my classroom. It can only happen once I get the big stuff under control, and I don't have that yet. You realize that you're acting. Kids getting up, walking around, walking out of class. The garbage can was thrown at me once. I feel on the verge of burnout.
In January, Daniel was transferred out of his 10th grade class and given an 8th grade class instead.
You moved him to younger kids. Did that help?
He still struggled. Better. I saw improvement.
Do you think you're getting through to the kids, to many of the kids?
I think I'm getting through to some of the kids.
He taught me a lot of algebra. I ain't really know about too much about algebra, but now I'm catching the hang. He breaks it down to he puts it on the board.
And we learn, he teaches us.
Let's go!
But almost every day, Daniel called an assistant principal to remove 1 or 2 students from his class.
There are definitely kids in my class who I have not gotten through to at all.
The male students, they will first understand Black culture, Black male culture, Black learning styles. They will learn how to secure the most from their students. When Black children think that being smart is acting white, it's because they have not been taught the history of their culture.
I like being at this school because it's a lot of culture surrounding us.
I like it because, well, you learn a lot about your history, and not only that you learn about African history, you learn a lot about other history too.
What do you think is happening to large numbers of Black boys who are kinesthetic learners?
They're underperforming because the way in which they learn is not ever being activated.
If you are a Black male kinesthetic learner, tactile learner, oral learner, 4th through 12th grade, where do they see? Special ed. Question, is special ed the new form of segregation?
African American males, they are capable, but you have to seriously look at and do some soul searching in terms of the strategies that are being used and be intentional in terms of catering your teaching style to those young men.
You could do all the changes that an IEP requires without actually labeling the child special education. So the change of curriculum, the change of classroom setting.
I want you to say that again. That was prophetic. The 1% that owns almost 95% of the wealth, they did not earn it in the NBA, nor rap, nor the streets. Can you imagine if you had a class where half the class buys Nike shoes and the other half buys Nike stocks, and every first day of the month we compare the value of the shoes to the stock? I bet that could reduce the dropout rate.
All right, gentlemen, answers 3, 2, 1, hold them up. All teams have positive. That one is positive. Team Allen. So Wilson shooting for Team Allen.
So I try to be as provocative as I can each day. I try to be a little entertaining, but also just using some things that they can relate to.
Zuckerberg heard of a great idea, right, of this social website. He heard this idea from some people that were talking about it, but Mark Zuckerberg knew that if I got to this first, if I take advantage of this opportunity first, then I stand to gain the most. Spain and Portugal knew that if they got their hands in the slave trade first, then they were going to be the individuals who were able to benefit from the slave trade the most.
The biggest thing is gaining those relationships with the kids very early on, and learning what they're interested in, learning what their strengths are, learning what their weaknesses are.
What's their favorite store? What kind of clothes do they like to wear? Why? And you could go so many different places with that. Where the clothes were made, how much it cost. You can throw math problems in there. You can incorporate getting to know them through your lessons.
Just becoming that person who's really consistent and really credible. And so I think just to make it really safe for them to have a trusting relationship with you.
We have to find ways to bond with these students, especially black males. It has nothing to do with race or gender. It's time on task, expectations, and connecting with your students by understanding and appreciating and acknowledging their learning styles.
That